Welcome to the August 17th board meeting. Get started.
Thank you very much. This evening, first up, we have department head updates. Chief Glenn.
Last month, we made 60 911 calls, 119 transfers, for a total of 179. Year to date, 406 911 calls, 720 transfers, for a total of 1126. Last year, for the same month, we did 41 911 calls, 87 transfers, for a total of 128. Year to date, 236 911 calls and 723 transfers, for a total of 959. We had 142 transfers, turned down 23 due to staffing, and mainly those we've already got a truck out. We've been doing a lot out of ABH lately as well. All fire trucks are in working order. We do have a transmission issue with ambulance 4, and those transit vans are made very complicated to change their transmission fluid in. The wrench light came on last week. I had Tom look at it. He confirmed with North Country Ford that the first thing you have to do is change the fluid in the filter, which costs $3,200 to do. And I said, for that price, we could probably pay for the transmission, not install it. But so I asked Tom to call. There's a transmission shop in Bethlehem, I think. And he suggested the first thing we do is pump out that old faucet as best we can. Of course, you can't change the filter because you got to drop the engine, but drop the subframe to do that. We said, transfer out the old fluid, put in new fluid, run it for a while, and then do the same thing. Which, if it's going to work, it'll fix itself, and if not, the light will come back on, which I think that's the cheapest option for us to look at right now. So we'll do that probably tomorrow. But I'd hate to put $3,200 into it. They can't guarantee if that's going to fix it. So
How many miles on?
that truck has, that is A4, that has 153,000 on it.
It looks like it possibly scheduled for replacement next year.
Correct. We have a new truck we haven't taken out of the box, so to speak. So we're not looking to add a truck next year anyways. But if the body's in great shape on that truck, if we can put a transmission in it, get some more mileage out of it. And we'll discuss that after.
What you find out? How ridiculous $3,200 into.
It's crazy. But through Tom's conversation, what we're gonna do from now on is every 50,000. They suggest 150,000, which ain't 4 of those. The gentleman in Bethlehem said you should probably pump that out every 50,000 and put fresh fluid in. So that's the route we're gonna take from now on. $100 or so to change the fluid isn't.
Well, that's probably the way that is. Cause he had one of those pumps that was actually go down through the dipstick.
He said he had a vacuum, and I don't know what it is, so I would assume so. But to get to the filter, we have to drop the subframe, and it's quite a process. The other ambulances are in decent shape. We've got a suspension issue on our 911 truck, which we've repaired. We're back online. It's just nickel and dime stuff.
How is the one that we put the engine in?
Oh, that's a can.
So that's working on.
That is working out very well.
Let's say 7.
Yeah, that's got 281,384 miles on it. Body's in decent shape.
Nice.
It's been great.
You think we'll get $500,000?
I'm not looking at replacing it anytime soon. But no, I think it was well worth the money we put into it, keep it going. I'm just, what screwed us up with that, the new truck coming in a year early really messed up the rotation, but I'll just hold that, which I think is the financially the best course of that. We did meet with a fire truck salesman today. The truck that we're looking to replace or refurbish. We actually met with the original guy that we bought it from. To replace that truck today is just shy of $1 million. To refurb it, it looks like it's about half that price.
What kind of downtime?
If we refurb it 6 months. And we'll get more solid pricing. That was just the initial meeting today.
The question was for 6 months down for refurbishing. Given how that replacing something, you have an idea what replacement I could be
He's claiming 18 months
18 months.
Once you place
once you place the order. Now, the advantage that we have if we order through him, it's made in Canada. So, I'm trying to think of how to explain it. So a lot of the tariffs and stuff aren't there. So that it'll be a little less cheaper. Purchase it there, and there's a big group that owns most of the fire trucks companies, and which is the Red Group, which they overprice everything, and they're not involved with the Red Group. So that would be a savings. By spec, and we're gonna spec it out with somebody else as well, just to compare apples to apples, but the Red Group, and I sent Jessica a link on that, it's quite a monopoly thing.
It's like a venture capital group purchased them, so now they control the market.
I'm sure.
Which is the advantage to not buying, to buying them out of Canada. You kind of avoid that group that controls everything.
That's cute.
Thank you.
Wonderful. You have Chief Woodworth's report in front of you. I'll just zoom down to calls for service 2026 is 4,019, crashes 44, stops 1,244, arrests 93, year-to-date 2025, calls for service 3,768, crashes 56, stops 1,111, and 123 arrests. Cruiser number 1 has 24,573 miles. Cruiser 2 has 99,560 miles. Cruiser 4 has 119,744 miles. And Cruiser 5 has 86,547 miles. Still working on getting quotes for the police department roof bridge caps. Have not received any. We had spoken about at the last budget meeting that we were exploring the option of municipal leasing. Heard from Enterprise Solutions today that they are actually not entertaining new leases for organizations with less than 25 vehicles. They do not lease ambulances, so we won't fall into that category. But he's continuing to explore other options.
Okay.
Officer Rose graduates the police academy this Friday, August 21st. And then Officer Club Feber starts the academy on August 24th next week. You'll see on the next page his prosecution information, so understanding the cadence at which he's conducting his work. From the transfer station, cardboard was taken out, receiving $87 a ton rate. Go ahead.
Chief, I know there was a incident, and there was a meeting afterwards for first responders. Did anyone from Lancaster?
The people that responded to that call actually went to those, there were two of them.
Okay,
And thank you for asking, I appreciate that.
From the transfer station, the cardboard was taken out. We're receiving $87 a ton right now. Rusty's has seen it as low as $50 in the $50 range, 247. So the prices are kind of lower right now. The solar panel borings will start in early September, and they're close to finish painting the tire barn and just have to finish sheathing the gable ends from here on out. From Barbara, they're having work on the controllers for the air handling system is about halfway done, expected to be completed the week after next. And the electrical work on the light fixtures seems to have decreased their electricity use by about 13% each month. So that was good news. I must also report that Robin Irving has provided us for notice, and her last day will be on August 21st. Maggie and I spent some time recapping with Robin what her current workflow is, and to make sure that we're in compliance with all of the open grants. And we're working on future steps for replacing and backfilling that position. So big shoes to fill. We want to thank Robin for all of her service. She's been a huge asset to the town. And we'll go forward from there. And again, Chief, I just wanted to also thank you guys for that call. I know it was a lot, and
Thank
for
you,
Whitefield.
appreciate that.
That's it for department head updates this evening. So feel free to leave.
I just had one other thing to say that I wrote down, forgot to mention. So far this year, we've been teetering along revenue side exceeding our expenses. And it hasn't been far off. And I know tomorrow that could change, but right now we're in good shape. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my people making that happen. So.
I know I don't need to highlight this for you, but I know that when Chief is experiencing folks who are sick or have unexpected things pop up with his staff, he's really carrying a lot of that load. So I just want to express my gratitude towards that. I know you've been a lifelong servant to the town, Randy, and can't thank you enough.
Get the look. Actually.
That was the point.
All righty, thank you very much. Next up this evening, we have an appointment with Mr. John Davidge.
Well, good evening, Selectmen. Evening. We've had litigation, we've had a judge's order, and I think there's an opportunity now to resolve this issue. And specifically, what I would suggest is that the town designate Jane, Tim Brown, and the town manager to work with me collaboratively, and I think that may be the opposite word. And we will remove the trees to improve the sight line and subsequently trim the head. It's not complicated and very straightforward. So I hope the selectmen will consider going along with this. There's one other benefit, which is that while I can't speak for Mr. McNeil, I believe he would consider terminating his litigation with the town and the attorney expense associated with that if the town could work with me and get this concluded.
Okay. Is that it?
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Well, may I have a response from the town?
Oh, I'm going to say that, we did receive Mr. McHale's motion for objection on Friday. So we see it as that we're back in litigation and we're not going to discuss anything with old East Road or Mount Prospect Road in this setting.
So does this mean the town is unwilling to consider working with the landowner to resolve the situation and conclude the litigation?
While there's pending litigation, there cannot be open discussion in a public meeting. Thank you.
All right, I'm not sure I agree with that, but we will see if it's correct or not.
Thanks for calling in.
It's my pleasure.
All right, next up this evening, there are no public hearings. We have the review of the August 3rd, 2026 work session minutes.
Make a motion to accept.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Full working.
Next up this evening is the August 3rd, 2026 regular meeting minutes.
Make a motion to accept as presented.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Chief.
Welcome.
Have a good night, Randy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, you did well. All right.
Next up is sign bearers paperwork. There's none this evening. For new business number 1, we have accept the safety policy. So this was previously presented to you during the last work session. I know that I put in front of you, before you, the personnel and safety policy implementation roadmap for your consumption at a later point in time. I'm open to feedback during our September work session. If you have questions, comments.
So the only comment I had on safety and health policy was that, there's a lot of mention of RSAs throughout it. And I want to make sure that those are actually included right with the policy, like an addendum, or so everyone has access to that information. They don't have to go look somewhere else for it. Staff have it at their fingertips.
Would you like that presented to you at the next board meeting or? Okay.
No, I am fine with it. Otherwise, but anything that's technical in terms, I'll just make sure people have it ready.
Reading this over, it all seems pretty common sense.
Anyone that personnel
Sure.
policy?
No, safety law.
Oh, safety policy. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, no, I
I
think
don't-
it's sense.
See much controversial in the safety policy.
No,
I make a motion to accept the safety policy as presented. I'll second.
any discussion? Yes. I'd really like to have the RSAs added, so it's not quite as presented, almost as presented. I amend that motion.
We'll amend that motion.
No, he made the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll amend the original motion to add the RSA's be added as appropriate.
Second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Robin has been very busy, working on the emergency operations plan update. Unfortunately, our consultant was, on vacation and we did not receive it today. This is under a grant and, we do have 2 opportunities to accept this next month without putting that grant into jeopardy. So, this will be presented to you at your next session, which is September 9th.
That's it. Yeah.
I have been in touch with Bruce, our HSEM rep, for some tabletop training. So I would love to connect with you as far as what we think might be beneficial for something in the 4th quarter. And that's it. Underneath that. Next up is new business number 3, knotweed spraying.
Yes, I want to give a quick update on that. It's getting to be the time when we would go out and spray. I've toured all of the town treatment areas and they look really good. Nothing looks like it would flower yet. And that includes at the transfer station. I've been able to check on the significant majority of the residents where we spray it there. locations, and those look pretty good too. Many of these places have had 3 or 4 years of spraying, so it's doing exactly what we would expect at this point. It might be stunted or small. We really need it to flower for the treatment to be effective. So I'm recommending that we don't spray this year. The Conservation Commission has a partnership with the Girl Scouts, and the Girl Scouts are going to be contacting the residents about seeding for flowers in those locations, and see how that works out, if residents want that or not. Really what I'm looking for tonight is, you may recall that last year we transferred $2,000 from Conservation Commission's budget into the knotweed line item for highway. And I think it would be appropriate for us to give it back to LCC, since we won't be using knotweed funding this year, that portion of it. So I can either hand somebody to make the motion. You want to do that? That last one. Now I have to straighten, or I'll make the motion myself. I tried not to make the motion.
What's the top page?
Bottom line.
Yep.
Move.
I will make a motion to move $2,000 from Highway 01-4312-5191, knotweed, to LCC 01-46115147, contracted services for this year.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. For new business number 4, we have an abatement request from USPS in front of you this evening. You can see it's for $13.29. The backstory to this is that there's 2 issues. One is the USPS wants us to abate $13.29 in utility payments. It's your call. They've already paid it if you wish to abate it. Second issue is that under New Hampshire RSA 7613, collectors can waive up to $25 in interest, but with the approval of the board. So the approval that the select board has previously provided to the collector, it has been $5. And from our understanding, that's been in place since at least 2001. So whether or not at this point in time, given inflation, if that should be adjusted to the current RSA or another amount. So looking, for your discussion and guidance.
We have been adjusting everything else.
Exactly. It's in a state RSA. Still consistent with the state. Seems like a prudent thing to do.
You would think.
Make a motion to abate $13.19. We believe that's close to.
Yes.
1329. Yeah.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And second motion about switching to the following RSA. You told me changing that. You want that, right?
If you so
Do you want it now,
desire.
or do we want to look at that at the work session?
Oh, you're right.
I don't think we have to do that tonight.
Okay.
But yes, we should look at complying with the RSA.
State RSAs. Yeah. This is
So
pretty
I-
reasonable.
Be a quick little discussion at the next.
Great. Okay, thanks. Okay.
Thank you. There's no old business this evening. Next up, select board member reports.
I have nothing. It's fine.
I don't have anything, still working on that.
I don't have anything tonight.
Next up is the town manager report. We did place bids out for the heating fuel season. We'll see what they come in at. They are due before the end of the month. We've hand delivered them, sent them in the post, pushed them to the website, and I believe we also put a notice out to the Caledonian. Reminder that your next meeting is Wednesday, September 9th. That is after Lancaster Fair, after Labor Day, and after state primary day. So we may be at the same point in time as planning. And if so, I will likely be with you guys if Kaylee's down,
And we'll have work session that night.
Yes, 5 o'clock. I can make it to that.
Yeah, it wasn't tonight.
Yeah. The Lancaster Housing Authority had a meeting on August 14th, and they may wish to ask for training dollars in next year's budget, so I'm just putting that little piece of information before you. I have been working with Eversource to understand the lights on the bridge out here. We've had one light that has been dimming or out for quite some time. According to Eversource, it is a one-piece light fixture, so we can't just replace the light component. And we've been going back and forth about replacing those lights with a larger post as they have those in stock, or taking ownership of the lights on the bridge. It may end up being a consideration during budget time, and that's why I'm bringing it before you this evening while I continue to do. This is the stuff that's on the desk. Have had 2 welfare awards within the past 2 weeks and 3 inquiries, $1,297.97 awarded. And that is it. We did put out a press release for the community camp event in October, and we'll also be pulling together their webpage should be published soon. And Eli's last date for his pool, I believe, is the 21st. So they've had a very successful season and had a good water carnival too. That is it for me this evening. Any questions? Information in your packet this evening. There is a zoning board meeting notice for August 26th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Also for land use permits for Megan Nile at 17 First Street for demo of existing stairs off of the back porch and replacement. For Susan Gessel and Trevor Malhot off of Garland Road. This is to construct a stick-built 30 by 42 by 22 foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family dwelling with a metal roof. Also for Dan Kennison off of Parkho Avenue, I believe this is lot 21, to construct a stick-built 28 by 40 foot, 2-bedroom ranch style, single-family dwelling. For Ben Southworth at 278 Pleasant Valley Road for the demolition of existing 31 by 41 foot single family dwelling dry camp and constructing 8 by 42 foot addition for the conversion to a 3-bedroom. And then also for Sean McKillop at 127 Page Hill Road for demo of replacements. That is it for us. Next up is public comments.
Any comments today? Oh, good to see you.
Couple of questions. What is the progress with the current town regarding the repairs that need to be done? How far along are we with that? Is that near completion?
No, it's not there.
It's not. We have had the plumbers on site. So the plumbers have started their work for the replacement of the heating system. We are still waiting. We are scheduling out the sprinklers, fire tech for later this fall. And we are working with PNR related to the installation of the dedicated water line.
How about this building here on the here on this building?
We were supposed to receive the secondary quote a week ago.
Secondly, the treatment facilities. What's the moving forward on the water and sewer treatment chief plant operator? What's the progress there?
We have hired a temporary contracted assistant. We've been posting for the position, and we've conducted multiple interviews.
Was this for both utilities or just one utility?
This is for water and sewer.
Water and sewer?
Yes.
Who's doing it as we speak now? Obviously, there's nobody in place to be doing that, is there right now?
We contracted Welsh waste one.
Okay, they only do water, don't they?
No, do it all.
Do it all, both sides? How expensive is that compared to what we were paying the chief plant operator here?
It's pricey. I don't have the exact number in
And they should have a number. They should have a number if you hired him already, so that number.
I don't have it in my head. Yeah, I don't have it in my head. I have to look at these things.
It's gonna be much greater than what we were paying us other guys. So that's not to me cost effective.
No, but Don, you gotta understand, town was put in a pickle. Okay? We didn't have anybody in place to replace Kim. Okay? And moving forward, we are changing. So this will not happen again. The people that we're hiring will eventually have their licenses to be able to operate town of Lancaster's wastewater treatment plant and water.
Now, the workforce in place, I realize that there's no certifications in,
There is one gentleman that has wastewater.
Wastewater.
or one of them,
One of them does.
okay, whether you grade one.
One,
At least he has that,
yes,
that's something.
that is
The only reason I kind of point this out is because any discharges on wastewater, you're gonna get your butt kicked.
Yep.
And as far as the water quality, obviously, we have to have certain, certain criteria for water treatment. That's the only, I don't have to worry, I'm on a well, okay? So I'm good with that. As far as the sewer, I'm still on septic, even though I have the town sewer, less than 100 feet. So, but the thing is, I was just concerned about how this is going, moving forward with the, we'll say the correct credential for both of these utilities. Now, have you engaged any, we'll say, any persons, or person or in the workforce at all? Or is it just what is there now is what's gonna happen, like new hiring?
Yeah, she just mentioned that we interviewed,
You interviewed people.
Good, very good.
we are moving at warp speed
Well, it
For municipality.
for a municipality, clear.
Process is underway.
So, I understand, I know the drill, so, but these are the questions that I wanted to ask myself, so I could be more informed myself, knowing what the needs are here. You know, your job isn't easy.
That's why we did what we did when we contracted. The town would have a qualified water person as well as wastewater to keep us straight while we're going through this transition.
Now, the other part to that is the new hirees that would come in. Is there gonna be some sort of a expectation for them to go for certification?
Oh yeah, they're going to have this.
At least one, on both sides.
I think would actually look to not only have that one, but make sure there is somebody behind that one that would be able to step up.
We realize that we have been acting without properly credentialed staff as redundancy for the system. So we're working to make sure that those bodies are in place and going through this process.
That's important for the town, the small ones,
Yes.
and for the upcoming future repairs, let alone new.
Right.
We're talking, you're in part,
We're facing quite a,
we're facing a big bundle.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks. Rob, you got anything today?
Well, I'll give first of all, my reports on my 5 areas of responsibility. The Housing Authority met last week, and we're revising our bylaws and bringing them up to date so it'll be easier to onboard. We are still down to 2 members from the 5 required members, and we would encourage. I know you guys have advertised, but whatever you can do to get a couple more would be great, because we lose a quorum every time one person can't come. We only have 3. Second one is the Airport Commission. Nothing special going on there, routine stuff. The Connecticut River Commission, again, doesn't have anything special pending, but we still need commissioners. Lancaster has one opening, and then everybody on both sides of the river pretty much only has 1 or maybe even less from the 10 or 12 towns. So that's something to look at. As far as the Colonel Town Spending Committee is concerned, I'm now one of the co-chairs, and we are taking steps to make sure that we meet at least quarterly and step up to our responsibilities, which maybe there's room for improvement there, let's just say that. And with respect to Emmett Smith, we have had a couple of requests for aid, and with respect to the Emmett Smith involvement in the Dow Fund, again, the attorney has written on behalf of the committee who was working on behalf of the town to the trust itself, asking the trustee, hey, what's up? And the attorney from that outfit wrote back and said, well, summer vacations and we're new on this job, so October 1st be okay with you? So that's the status of that. And then, so I guess that would be my official reports, and throw in a few cents. I'm not sure how we can generally start marketing for more civic involvement, because, you know, you guys are put in the awkward position of not having fully staffed committees, and clearly you're figuring all that out with getting your licensing and everything. One thing I thought of was, you know, a lot of college applicants now are required when they apply to have some sort of civic project or civic experience and in part of their resume, and that could be encouraged at the school level, at the high school level. And then if one was to look at the graduates from 5 to 10 years out, I mean, those people probably have an interest or might have an interest. That might be a group to look at, to staff two committees and stuff. Double advantages. One is you get bodies, and the second is, you know, we got a lot of gray hair on our committees, so it'd be nice to have a few younger people there. So those are my ideas. Do you have any questions for me about any of my?
No, thanks for the great hair comment. Okay. Anything else?
Sure.
No.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?